Yes, my friend, we are live. We are live.
Nice and chilled.
It has to be starting soon, man. Bella ciao. I miss it. It has to be back on. Not that
We
I've
are
got
live.
all these
Just checking in on Facebook. How is everybody tonight?
Cheers, everybody.
So we're going with a more chilled version of the song tonight. How are you?
Me, my friend, or the people?
Everyone. We're all friends here.
That's true. Good, mate. How was your? You'll have to tell us more about your gaming.
Fast. Ridiculous.
Fast and furious.
Yes.
That
Literally.
sounds interesting, though, mate. I mean, anything sounds interesting compared to doing nothing.
So first things first, Mr. Demi, you've had a haircut, looking nice as well. Oh, look, you're showing off the back.
Ah, there you go.
Now, I'm guessing you didn't do that yourself.
No, I bought a pretty nice razor and some barber scissors, not using the kitchen utensils to hack my hair. And my wife kindly cut it for me.
Oh, she's a gem.
She's done all right. I think
she did it. She did a very good job. She did a very good job.
Yeah, do you know what? It's I couldn't go on. I felt like a homeless man. Like I know, like when I styled it, so I haven't even got the comments on. When I styled it, it was okay but I put so much product in it. But when the next day, honestly, it was like this. It was just, with like massive bushy hair and a beard. I literally was saying I feel like a homeless man.
Well, at least you only had to do that for a couple of days. We have compassion for the people that have to do that every day. So, yeah. But you look good, mate.
We don't have to get so serious, mate. I mean,
no, but it's sometimes it's nice to feel other feelings, right, and process them out and not react to them. So, business out of the way first. So, Facebook user, you won the competition, but we don't know who you are because you haven't followed the StreamYard link.
No, if he hasn't followed the StreamYard link, therefore he has not won.
He or she has not won.
He or she has not won. I think it's a she because hello seems like a girl's. It's a bit more polite.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
Actually, hold on. Sab said hello. So, sorry, Sab. I don't mean to call you a girl or anything.
You kind of just did, mate. To be fair. Wow, this light's really
sorry, Sab.
Really bright here. The sun's just come up, which is beautiful. You'll never hear me moan about that. So, business section, stream for all new viewers. Hello, I'm Gaven. This is Andy, our resident pro. That way. Yep, that way. And we'd like to know who you are. So if you can add a photo and also please just click the StreamYard link so that we can see your name, because another person in the top 5. Hello, evening, everyone. That's a gentleman. That's a gentleman.
Evening, everyone.
Yeah, but Facebook user, we don't know who you are. Whereas if you go like Con, a cool photo.
Look at that.
Cool name.
Catching a big fish.
That is a big fish.
He needs to be catching big fish in the markets, mate.
Wow, he's learning. He's learning.
I like that, mate. I like that. Keep that picture next to your trading PC, Con.
Yeah. So, and then we can just celebrate you and say hello. Daryl, you were close. You were close to winning this week's first mention competition, but the winner, Claire Harris, boom.
Wow, go on, Claire.
Beautiful photo. Great name. Good evening, guys. Boom. She's in.
She's been studying hard as well. I've been reading.
She means business.
I like that.
She's not messing around. I think I saw that you bought a new laptop or something as well. So
yeah, sorry, guys. Everyone's been asking about what laptop to get. Apparently, I didn't realize Bookmap takes so much data. I'll be honest. I mean, I put it on the PC, and it's absolutely fine. It's a beast, this PC. I've got
I
two
bet.
of them. But
I
on
bet.
the laptop, it was slowing it down a bit.
Do you know what spec you're running on the out of the PC?
No, I don't. I mean, that's why I've got two of them.
Okay.
And I just run 4 screens on each one just to make sure it runs well. But I think it's to do with the RAM. I mean, I'm not. I think I've got. It's not massively. I think I've got 32 on each one. It's not.
Yeah, that's what
loads.
I think. I've got 32 or 64 in my laptop. That's what I splashed out a little bit extra for, was that RAM for the processing with things like that. So
when you've got a lot of stuff,
I get to use it. I get to use the RAM in my laptop. I'm like, yeah, come on, give me more bookmark. Give me more.
Is it working all right for you?
Yeah.
That's good. Beautiful. That's very good.
Yeah, I and just getting to learn and interpret it. It's just amazing to see all of it and where it is. And
you're going to love the video I'm going to post tomorrow. I recorded it today. I posted it in the group. I took a pure, well, not a pure order book trade, but it was largely because of the order book. It made it a really simple trade, and you'll see how quick it went to its target. It was awesome.
Nice.
But again, it was because some technicals, but the order book really sold it to me. I was this is going up. I'll post it tomorrow.
We'll break that down on Saturday, right?
Yeah, we will.
So another quick question that's brought up: how many screens do people need? Like, wait there, what's that you're drinking? That's a short drink, and you said to me apple juice. So I think I know what it is. Let's see all of our early listeners or all of our early viewers. I seem to remember what Andy was saying apple juice was code name for. Can anybody remember?
Is that a code name, my friend?
It looks like it. It sounds like it. I think it's a vodka and apple juice, right?
You're definitely not going to catch me drinking a vodka.
Oh,
not unless I'm back. I can travel back in time and go back to uni. But it didn't matter what crap we put in our bodies. Just any old, the cheapest thing, just down it.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Lorien's going for whiskey. Sab's going for cider. Oh, cider. I like Joanna's theory. She's just gonna blanket the whole answer with that.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
what is it?
It's an apple juice, guys.
Come on. What does apple juice mean for next time?
Huh?
What does apple juice mean for next time?
All right, it's a little whiskey. Nice.
Which whiskey are you running at the moment?
I've got a few bottles. This one's a Glenlivet. It's nice. Yeah. Nice and smooth.
So did I already ask the question about computer screens, or is that just what's gone in my head?
Mate, yeah, you're asking how many screens people need. I know Dan's been upgrading, Sav's been upgrading, everybody's buying screens. Lorien, I think, was buying screens. Everyone seems to be buying screens. We should start selling them.
But wow, if there's a certain specification, that would be cool. And congrats to Lorien for calling the whiskey, by the way, in true Anchorman style. So screen wise, what's the need, and what's the kind of, if you want to go for it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I think if you're day trading, the more you can have, the better. There's no max. Depending on how many markets you're trading. Like if you're day trading, you want to have at least 4. Ideally 6 to 8. If you're day trading a few markets. If you are looking at one day trading instrument at a time, then you can do it on just 2 screens. A third would help because you can. Yeah.
Okay. And what would that be for? Like, what would that be used for? Because obviously,
well,
some people, like, if they're going to go for like 8 or 10 just to look good, but if it doesn't actually do anything, then I don't really want to.
It's more like being able to monitor like multiple things. So like I've got a book map up there, I've got Binance there, I've got Ethereum there, and I've got Cardano, and that's 4 of my screens gone already. So like, if I want to do something else now, let's say I want to go and look at an FX pair, or if I want to go look at another crypto, I have to move away from those things. Now, it's fine if so. Like I'm quite actively day trading a few things at the moment. I mean, I'm not going to be doing it forever like that, but at the moment I am. So when you're actively day trading, you need to have really 4 screens, because you need one just to enter your trade, and then second one if you've got something like bookmaps, and then we're already looking at two asset classes. We're looking at 2 with 2 other screens. Now you can use one screen and break it up, but I like to have 4 time frames. And even if you're trading one, you could have one screen where you've got your weekly, your daily, your 4-hour, and your hour. And then if you're actively day trading them, you can have another screen which is broken down like your 15-minute, your 5 minutes, your 1 minute. So you can really see the price movement. Because when you're day trading, you've got to watch the price, especially like using order flow, the stuff that we've been teaching.
Interesting. Very interesting. So,
but mate, you don't need to go splash out on loads of screens. You can ideally more than just have your laptop on one screen is perfectly fine, mate.
Okay. All right. Then I might just add like one of the USB monitors. I like to travel light. So even though there's some really great deals over here on like 24-inch monitor screens, I'll have to pony up for the USB version, because obviously traveling around.
They're good. I mean, they're excellent. I mean, you don't have to get the big brands for those, like an overpay. Just get a standard USB screen. They're great for travel. I mean, I bought 2 when I was traveling Asia. And they came in so in. I didn't even know if I was going to trade, but I was so glad I did, because it was, like, I mean, you know me already, but if you imagine when you're traveling, my brain is not doing anything, and I can't handle that. So even the hour of just looking at the markets at the end of the day was awesome for my brain. It needed it. It needed that nourishment. Like, there's only so many new things you can see, pictures you can take. Do you know what? I'll tell you actually, when we were in China as well, was the first place we went to, we actually got scammed. And I'm very, very good. I'm very always on top of my game. And I literally got scammed on the first day. See, when you let your guard down, that's what happens.
How did that? Well, now you've got to tell the rest of the story.
Basically, it didn't cost me loads of money, but I won't go into the story, but I basically paid about 70 quid for some tea. Just put it that way.
I bought some tea for a supplier when I was going for a meeting with one of our suppliers. I didn't spend that far much off, because
this is just a real scam. Sorry to interrupt you.
But how do you know it was a scam? Because there's
it was basically some very friendly ladies will come up to you and
wait. It's not that kind of show, mate. We don't want any of those stories. It's not that kind of show, buddy.
Oh, well, fair enough. It was definitely a scam, because a few people tried it afterwards. Well, in a different way, but as soon as the second person approached us, I was like, "We've been scammed," and I knew it straight away, because it was. And then we read about it online that it wasn't a normal thing. So we were going to the Forbidden City, and literally 2 nice ladies. Well, we thought they were nice ladies. Came up to us and said, "Oh, we're going there as well." We started talking, and they seemed friendly, and then they basically took us to this tea place. We said, why don't we stop for a coffee before we go? I thought, okay, cool. We're just chatting, and then suddenly we're sitting down in some random table, and then this massive bill comes. And I was actually thinking, these are really nice ladies. I'm going to pay for everything. And then it was something like £150 for like 4 coffees. And they were like, oh yeah, coffee's really... basically pretty much like 4 teas or whatever it was. I can't remember.
Wow.
And they were like, oh yeah, tea's really expensive in China and this and that. I was like, this is a lot of money. But so I was like, she goes, oh, you want to split the bill? I said, yeah, let's split the bill. And then obviously I realized afterwards it was just a game. It was an act that they do. And then after, well, to be honest, I mean, I felt a bit gutted because not for the money, but
yeah,
I don't like to be tricked.
No,
I like to think that I never get scammed or I'm on top of my game. But it just shows you when you let your guard down. And that's why sometimes when in this industry, because I know the markets and the Forex industry so well, nobody's going to scam me in this industry. But obviously when you let your guard down, but I can relate to people that do get scammed.
When you know what it shows that you're a human.
Yeah, I still remember it.
I just want to know what they did to really. I just want to know what they did to really offend you, because you went from going to I'm going to pay for this. Then they say, right, it's £150, Mr. Demi. You're like, oh no,
I'm not paying £150. I thought to myself, oh, how much is it going to be? £20 for a cup for 4 teas. And I was like, £150. Pretty much, I think it was. Yeah, it was about £150. I remember it because I paid 70 something pounds, and I thought, bloody, that's an expensive tea.
You can get a lot of expensive teas. I remember, but I got a whole box, like really beautiful gift box, and it was like a special part of China. Like when you have meetings, I don't know if whoever's had meetings with overseas people before, but when you go, and we went and they gave us a tour around and all of this, and then again we were talking about like how we can increase business and other joint ventures and things, and I just found the best one I could and just took it, and that was pretty expensive. Like that's the most I ever spent on tea, but yeah, and they seemed to appreciate it, which was good. So
yeah, but that's different. It probably was premium quality tea, and you're buying a box like that. This was just a scam. Clear.
No, but I actually felt like you. I was like, oh my god, am I?
Sorry, Adam's asking us a question. Apologies, Adam.
Yeah, no, I'm getting to it, mate. I'm getting to it.
Cool.
It's all good, boo boo. It's all good.
All right, boo boo.
You just focus on the storytelling.
Okay.
And sharing what's in your brain, all things trading. So if you're new to the show,
I'm looking back.
If you're new to the show, this is Pips Like a Pro. So it's everything trading related, but skewed towards FX. So obviously Andy's been a trader for 17 years. He's worked on hedge fund trading floors, taught junior traders how to trade, helped them make a lot of money for themselves and the company. So we're getting a download of his brain. However, we have got a couple of things on that note. So first we'll answer Adam's question. So Adam, I don't remember your name before. Also, if anybody else has been scammed, what's your scams? And it's probably travel related, because that's the easiest place to get scammed, isn't it? When you're traveling and out of your comfort zone, for sure. But Adam, who's viewing us on YouTube, which you can also view us live on YouTube and Facebook. Adam's saying, what is Bookmap? So we're not going to focus too much on that because that's crypto related. But you just want to say what
crypto related, actually, you can use it for other markets. So
fantastic.
Yeah. So if anybody trades any market that has an exchange, you can use it. Like gold, for example. Yeah, Joanna, no, I'm not in gold, but I've got some open orders. That's why I'm looking back. So apologies, guys. Don't mean to be rude. Yeah, no. Firstly, Adam, thanks for joining us. If you want to join the group, I recommend you join the FX Traders Club on Facebook. Most of the guys that we're speaking to here are on the Facebook group. So FX Traders Club, if you just request and just answer the questions, somebody will approve you.
What's it called?
To answer your question, but basically
What's it called?
Sorry?
What's it called?
Oh, FX Traders Club?
It was called the FX Traders Club. Now you've mentioned it for Adam and for everyone else. If you're going to go there, if you go there now, it's still called the FX Traders Club, but very shortly, because we're growing and this is a group for traders. So whatever you want to trade, pretty much Andy's traded it professionally, as we spoke about a few shows ago. including some really random ones. But we're getting a lot of new members coming in, and people want to know a lot about cryptos. So this group, we're going to be renaming to the Crypto and FX Traders Club. So all things FX still, but also now cryptos, because a lot of people want to find a home and a place where they can get knowledge on cryptos. So we're going to be renaming it the Crypto and FX Traders Club.
Don't worry, guys, we're going to be doubling down on content, so you're not going to be getting less FX.
Exactly that. And we'll also be doing a live show on Tuesday evenings for cryptos. So if you're in the crypto space or you're interested in getting into the crypto space with all the jazz and hullabaloo that's going on in the markets, quite rightly so after my first week's experience in cryptos. But we'll be doing a live Crypto Like a Pro show on Tuesday nights. So if you are into cryptos more than FX, which to be fair, quite a few people are, we're going to be doing a show for you guys as well. Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Correct, Boo Boo?
That's what we said.
Boo-boo. Yeah, 8:30 p.m. So perfect. So if you want to go back to that, now that you've brought that up, it just seemed the right time to mention that. So.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so if you want to join us now, it's still the FX Traders Club, but at some point, Gaven will be changing it. So Bookmap basically is order flow. So if you trade any market that's on the exchange, you can actually, it's called level 2 data, and you can basically see where all the orders are in the market. Now, you have to understand it's not as simple as just looking at where the orders are, because there's a lot of gaming that goes on as well. So just because there's an order there doesn't mean that that order is actually a real order. It can be removed, but it's really, really useful to see the depth of the market, to see whether the market is basically bullish or bearish. It shows you supply and demand in the market. So if you match that with your technicals, it's super, super, super powerful.
Boom. There you go. Hopefully,
good business, mate.
Hopefully that answered your question, Adam. And also, great job for posting, especially as you're new. Thank you for posting your question. We will get round to the questions. We just can't answer them all as they come in. So hopefully you understand that. So going back to the scamming stories, got one from Tony. In Hong Kong, it goes on a lot if you drink a lot, and in the morning you realize you got scammed. You didn't say what time of day this was at the tea parlor. Was this a nighttime tea parlor?
No.
Or?
This is like early morning, mate.
Brilliant. So they don't care. They'll get you whichever time of day. Daryl, go on.
No, go on, mate. You read Daryl's post.
Daryl saying, "Hi, Daryl. Thanks for tuning in. I was once in Rome. I knew exactly where the scammers were, what the scam was, and I still got scammed."
Well, I guess it's I guess that kind of like really is like where people know what they should be doing, but still somehow don't do the thing that they know they should be doing. And they have markets, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for me, I can share that as well, but
I can share that as well, personally.
It must have happened in slow motion for you though, Daryl. Like, yeah, that must have been really frustrating. You know, like when things happen, like I remember I crashed a bike once and it happened in slow motion. And luckily I managed to get my body out of what would have been quite a painful position, because it was just, oh, this is happening in slow motion. Time just slowed down. So I wonder if that was like for Daryl or anyone else that's kind of been scamming, that would have been scammed. That would have been fairly random. I'm just checking to see anyone else. Lorien, thanks for tuning in, mate. Got scammed in Africa a few times while I was out there. Luckily, their idea of scamming is still pretty cheap in UK money. That's the beauty of
really, 70 quid.
Say what?
Same with China, really. 70 quid is not really. It's not really.
When you look at it like that, it's the
feeling of being scammed. Like when someone gets the better of you, that's the thing that stuck with me. That's what still bugs me today.
Yeah.
I
hear you on that. And one thing I've noticed, obviously I'm still quite new to trading. And I think for everybody's journey, it unleashes a cascade of emotions and psychological issues or psychological things to work on. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get into trading, because it's like a way of getting closer to yourself and uncovering glitches or programs within yourself. So I started trading a small amount of cryptos and got a really great trade on an altcoin, which was great. And then kind of was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. I follow this setup. And then Tezos, I got too aggressive with my leverage stop, and that's fine. That was a learning curve, because obviously getting to learn the Binance platform. But there was one trade, and it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And like you say, if it's not doing it in cryptos, get out quick. But I realized I got attached to the idea. I got attached to my idea, and I should have just cut it when it was at break even, and then it went down to my stop, and then cost me most of my profits from the other trade. And then that's just a really frustrating feeling, because it was like, yeah, and that's just another thing of like, for me now, it's attachments to the ideas.
Can I just share as well, because it's important that people understand, like when I was kind of like developing, and obviously I'm still developing, but like when I had mentors, I always thought that they were perfect, and like everything that they did was just perfect, so that I would just kind of use them as the model. But I realized that it doesn't matter what level you get to, you're still human, and you will come to emotion. And it's just I think a case of like, the more you do it, the more experience you have, the less it impacts you and the less stupid things you do, essentially. But like at the moment, I think I posted it in our private crypto group, where I'm dollar cost averaging into Ethereum at the moment. So I've been doing really well, just kind of in and out of that crypto, but I'm dollar cost averaging into that crypto. And so I took a trade. So I put some orders in. First order got filled. Great, happy with that, because it was quite a lot higher. And I made the decision, actually, I'm going to flatten here, and I'm going to try and accumulate lower prices. So I got the first one filled, and then the second one, I put an order in at 15.05. Now, if you look on Binance, the price it hit was 15.03. So I'm like, okay, great, I'm in. I look and I'm not in. So like, why am I not in? Well, basically because the analysis that I did was on Ethereum versus the US dollar, but the trade was on Ethereum versus Tether, which was slightly different by 2 or 3 points.
Wow.
So it's hit 506, not 505, even though on Binance it's hit 503. So I'm not filled. And then I'm seeing it bounce, and it's at 5, and it got to 15.30. And like, the natural thing is like, I'm annoyed and I want to get in, but I haven't. I've just left it, because I'm like, well, if that's the way it is, that's the way it is. Like, I'm just going to leave it where it needs to be. So I've got the discipline to leave it, but I'm still going to be frustrated as anybody else, even a newbie. And I think, like, I guess I'm still going to stick to the plan, but it's frustrating when you see that happen. And it could have happened in a different way, where you miss out on a pip or a point or whatever. But I think it's one of those things that you just have to like accept. And I'm actually just looking to see if it's coming back down, to see if it will fill me, because obviously I believe in the long-term prospects, and I've got a plan where I want to accumulate enough at these lower prices.
Cool.
So there you go.
So that, thank you for sharing that. And I think, yeah, I mean, I've been in human relationships and learned so much psychologically, and now it's an internal process, even more so, just with myself. And I think that can be really powerful, regardless of what you're trading. But obviously, one of the topics we wanted to talk about this week was limiting beliefs, and how that can impact your trading. So, I mean, just from my point of view and what I know about psychology, especially if you're new or you've been having like a quote unquote bad run of things. I think for new people, your brain is going to react like that and go, oh, I don't know if I want to do it, because obviously you're so tied up in emotion with finances, especially if you need the money right now during COVID and things like that, that it's natural that your brain's going to create like it's just going to create like a gap between
a resistance.
What's causing you pain. So obviously we're talking about limiting beliefs this week. What would be some of your advice to, especially to new people that are thinking, this might be like, they might be tuning in tonight and they've been around other groups and they haven't made money, and maybe they've been scammed, as many people have in Forex as well, like paying educators who don't turn out to be what they say on the tin and stuff like that. Or maybe there might be the medium guy who's been trying it for a while and has made some money but's lost some money and is break even. Like, with regards to limiting beliefs and things like that, what would be some advice that you've got for people in this space?
Do you know, it's funny, I was planning to do a video and post it into the group on something related to this, which I think is really important. And specifically, you know, obviously you have to have an understanding of financial markets. You have to understand so many different things. But I honestly believe that the biggest thing that stops people is their belief systems. And you can build that up. You can build that up through various different things, without kind of going into all of that now. But I think that if you are going to succeed, you have to have a good belief system. So one of the things that you must do is, well, one, surround yourself with winners, people that are going to lift you up rather than bring you down. And it's also important to have honesty around as well, because, you know, if you're not being who you need to be, you need somebody to tell you that. You need that sort of like grounding. And I think most of us, I would say, Gavin, that the time it took me, sometimes people ask me, how long did it take you to be successful or learn what you need to learn? I honestly believe that it wasn't a case of like, I pretty much knew how to trade very early doors in my career, but I think it was to do with worthiness. Like, am I worth this? Like, you know, this is a big deal. Everybody else works all day long, you know, to earn just over broke, just to pay their bills. Am I worth more than that? Why should I be worth more than that? And I think that's the biggest thing that I struggled with. Like, this is different to my friends. And I think once I overcame that, how did I overcome that? I surrounded myself by people playing the game at a very high level in different industries. I just mixed with the right people. Some of them were sales experts, some of them were marketing experts, some of them were traders, but they were making a lot of money and living the kind of lifestyle that was amazing to look at. So I got influenced by that. And I built friends in different industries, but most importantly, friends that thought differently. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. Trading is just a vehicle, and it allows you, once you have the skill and knowledge, it allows you to make a lot of money. But if you have limiting beliefs and limited self-worth, it doesn't matter what is taught to you, you're just not going to use it. And you have to overcome those challenges first. And honestly, like I keep saying, I've said it a few times, the easiest thing is be around people that are living that way, and less around people that are negative and, I don't know, pessimistic about the world and about life. And that alone is going to change your perception, the way you look at things, the way you approach things, and that's going to lead you to be more receptive to what you learn. Because sometimes it doesn't matter, like I can show you and say, look, if you just do this and this, you're going to make money. But then you don't do it. Why? Is it because you don't understand it? Probably not. It's because you're sabotaging yourself, most likely. because it's like, well, it can't be that easy, or I'm not worth it, or whatever it is, and then it stops you. But actually, it can be that easy, and that's what you've got to learn.
So what would be just a couple of the internal processes and how just for you personally, and there's no right or wrong when it's a personal journey, but how did you kind of expand your self-worth or the smallness of yourself? Because there's always going to be
self-development, mate. I worked on myself. I did various different programs, apart from like what I just said, which is making better friends.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's another topic, because people think, well, should I be getting rid of my friends? You don't have to get rid of your friends, but you just spend more time with people that uplift you. I think it's more that. But I did UPW. I worked, Anthony Robbins. I did Landmark Forum, and various other different things online, just to expand my mindset. And that really helped me. But again, that allowed me to connect with different types of people that think differently. And that really helped. But yeah, just the pursuit of, firstly, one of the things that I remember one of my mentors said to me is that, Andy, do you know what? You have a great self-awareness, because whenever we would speak, he would say, like, even the other day we're speaking, but like we're just remembering back then. But I knew where my limitations were, and I was open to improving them. So like I would say something like, look, I put focus in my strengths, but I don't work on my weaknesses. So I knew that about myself. And because I had that self-awareness, I then like approached it, well, okay, then I need to work on this. And then I'd have somebody there that would hold me to account.
Nice. So guys, takeaways: surround yourself with people that are doing it, and work on your inner structure around your self-image. People have been saying stuff as well to check in with the comments. Be honest with yourself. That's a good one, Sam.
It's a big one, Sam.
Thanks for joining us this week. Sometimes you need someone to be brutally honest with you, for sure. And
it's hard to take sometimes, Steve, but
yeah. I think one of the great things about this group is exactly what you're saying, Andy, the opportunity to make friends with people who think differently and believe they deserve to be successful. So for anyone that is new and has got somewhat limiting beliefs, and obviously the first step is the Facebook group. And you can see that, like, this guy sat to my side, obviously in a different country, in a different league with regards to trading results as well, but he's been doing it. But even he still, like, it was telling. I think people are surprised that successful people still have coaches and mentors. Like you mentioned, then you were speaking to your mentor recently, and it's like, it's not really a surprise. It's not really a surprise that people have that. So I guess that's a whole other conversation for a whole nother time. So yeah, Con saying the wolf on Oxford Street. That's a good one. But guys, it seems like I'm in a dark cave or something. I'm trying to escape this sun. It's becoming really powerful on my neck. I didn't realize that. I changed the aspect. I'm in a different room. It was a really nice view, and now the sun's so powerful, and it's just like, oh, good Lord. So I'm kind of going darker and darker. So we'll just put the focus on Andy. It is that time, mate, for us to do a trade setup of the week. So this week, is there anybody FX-wise? Is there any pairs that people want to examine? So if you're new to the show, this is the professional trade setup of the week. So Andy will break things down from a professional trader point of view. So what am I looking at? Why is he looking at it? What he thinks about this pair. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a trade that he would take, but maybe he can do a breakdown of why he's not interested in this pair. So we thought we'd mix it up a bit. So if someone wants to go through a currency pair, shout it out and put it in the group. And it, like I said, it doesn't have to be one that is going to pop. It might just be one where where Andy says, this is why I don't get into it. And maybe that might help quite a lot of people this week. So we thought we'd mix it up a bit. So Neil is saying USD Japanese yen. That was the first one in.
And then USD Swiss. All right, let's do the USD yen. So let's do the yen.
Perfect.
Unless, well, yeah, you happy with that?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. We've had a couple of people now that said that, so that's cool.
That's fine.
We shall go, and it's time for us to get Hunky Man banner. So Pip's like a pro trade setup of the week.
Okay, let's do it. Let's challenge me, because dollar yen is not one that I know very well. I don't really trade it, but I will give you my thoughts on it for sure. No idea what I've even got loaded up here. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we'll just have a quick little look. So the first thing I always do is just a brief look to see. Can you see my screen? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What's been happening? Okay, so it's kind of stuck in a range there. So we'll go to the weekly. Right, what have we got? So we've got quite nice resistance zones here. So we've got, let me just double check that. These should be still valid, but I will just plug in my weekly SNR. Hopefully, yeah, they're still valid. So this is quite a nice little area, actually, I've got to say. Straight away, I can see. So what have we got? We've got channel resistance, and we've got a really nice block here. So between 107.82 and 108.50 looks like a resistance zone. So already I'm going to be looking at to see if there's any proof that this market might be about to change direction. So let's put in, clean them all. Let's have a look here. All right. So again, remember, guys, I've just seen a weekly resistance coming up. So I'm kind of looking for that situation. So I will just plug in my daily levels in a sec. Hopefully we're gonna, okay, it's in a nice zone. But look at that, that's the better zone, I think. There. Right. So just give me a sec, guys. Obviously it's the first time I'm looking at this, so I just want to play around a little bit. And then I'll talk you through what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's at a resistance point right now. It's obviously broken through that. But the thing I don't like about fading this right now, not today anyway, it looks like a pretty strong bar. Let's see what the 4 hour is saying. So we got the Fibonacci there. Wow, that's interesting. We're in a fade zone there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be honest. I'll tell you what I would do with this one. I wouldn't try and pick the top. What I would probably do is play a fake breakout, because I think it will come back. But like, if you see that, you've got a nice little channel there. I would, mainly because, see, right now it's in the fade zone, so you could argue that's a sell there. And the last one worked really well. So the same thing here, look, you had so for those that know the Fibonacci, basically, or that don't know the Fibonacci, basically once we create a D point, the market has a 90% chance of coming back to this red zone before going to its red target. And these little orange and yellow and gray act as resistance points. So this is a prime example where the market basically created a 144 fade and it came back perfectly into the 38. So that's a textbook setup. And we are there right now on this. But I just, maybe it's a lack of confidence trading this, but that is a sell right there. But I think if I kind of think about why I would hesitate to take it, is one, I don't really know this pair that well. So when I'm not sure about it and it's got quite a lot of momentum, I would rather, if I just show you what I would do on something like this, I would rather get confirmation and I would trade it slightly differently. So you have, and also the other thing as well, guys, is we've broken through this channel. So it's a little bit different to these ones. This one was a D fade, came down. This one was a 144 fade, came down. This was a D fade, came down. This is a 144, but the speed has increased. So I don't feel confident to necessarily short it, although you could take this with quite low risk. But what you could do is either short it here, or you wait for a fake break, a pullback, and then short it there. Short it there. And if that's a Fibonacci pullback, even better. Let's just chuck in the DTR for a second. And see what that looks like. See how well it's been keeping to the DTR. And we might need to expand. Yeah, so that was a push through. Yeah, so we need to expand this if we want to catch the top. Let's make this 1.3. And then zoom out. Still goes a little bit above that and that one. Let's do 1.4. And then we'll check it. 1 second, guys. To be fair, I mean, I'll give you another suggestion as well. 1 second. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Sorry, guys. Let me change the multiple to maybe even 1.5. Let's do 1.5 and see what that looks like. So what I'm trying to do basically is to make sure that the whole market it fits there. Look, so that was the 1.5 DTR. That was 1.5, 1.5, and look, we're there. Yeah, I mean, that's to be fair, that's a short, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really trade the dollar yen, but if you do, I don't know what you guys had in mind, if anybody's analyzed this, but that's at the 1 point, it's gone just through the 1.5 DTR, at the 144 fade, low risk to short with a stop there. And you are on a daily level. So you could scale in, is what I was going to say to you. You could take half here or a small percent here. And then if it does come off and go back in, and it ends up being a fake out and goes back into the channel, you could look for this setup as well. And then maybe trade it back down to either here, which is the last resistance point that hasn't been tested here. That could be a nice target. Or you can, which is the 38.2, or you could take it all the way back to this resistance, which is a 618 there. So target 106.20 or 105.66. But yeah, this is the whether, if you're brave enough, that's, you know, that's a short right there. But yeah, I've kind of just been transparent with how, yeah, if I was going to take that, I would do that one on low risk, maybe 0.25%, just and then maybe take another quarter here. But if you trade the dollar yen and you know it really well and you were looking at a short and you've got other signals for a short, I would say that's a good short.
Awesome. And I guess for new people, we're not going to know how the pairs interact. So it's just if you're going off the technicals, I mean, that's an extreme. That's like 1.5 on the DTR is what you put for like big news announcements.
Normally, yeah. But it's also, yeah, I mean, that's interesting there. I don't like the speed of this market. That's the only thing. But you know, you can kind of see in the past, look at this past data. You can see there, that was quite fast, wasn't it? Created a double top there and then went down. And it looks similar, doesn't it? Like a fast move. But yeah, I don't know this market that well.
Awesome.
But Facebook user said, lovely analysis, Andy. Thank you.
Exactly that.
Oh, really? Exactly. Did he, Joanna? What was Dan saying? Go long.
Awesome. Cool. So look, we've had our first spammer on the live. Thank you for that. It means that we're reaching out new audiences on Facebook and they give us a spammer. Awesome. So Neil's saying that corresponds with his analysis. Good work. Awesome.
Great stuff, Neil. Glad to hear
it. And apparently Dan analyzed it in the group, which is great. So I'm sure you got some good information there. That's awesome. If you are totally brand new, so not to the live, but we know we get tons and tons of people that watch this after the fact that it's live. So let me just delete that comment. That's cool. From the spammer, Carmen Hughes.
Thank you, Carmen Hughes. We really appreciate that.
You've been bounced.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
You've been bounced. But on a serious note, if there's anybody who's watching this afterwards and you're totally brand new to the group, totally brand new to trading, we're going to post a link where we've done, it's a recorded webinar. It's not live, and we're not going to pretend like, oh yeah, it's live when it's not, and fill it with loads of fake people to try and make it something that it's not. But if you want to learn more about Andy's journey, what he's learned from the hedge fund trading floors, catch that webinar, watch it in your own time. It's quite long because he goes into a ton of information about things you need to look out for if you're looking to make trading a business. And we've got students on here who are watching live and maybe students that will catch the rerun. You don't need to watch that unless you love Andy that much, because you're already on the program and you're working your way through, you're on your journey. But if you're completely brand new, again, completely brand new, check out that recording and we'll post the link after the show, especially, like I said, for people that we know tons of people watch the show afterwards in their own time. Check out that link and see what you think, guys, because you'll learn a lot even just from that.
There's some great content in that. You always seem to get stuff out of my head, mate. So I do recommend it for beginners.
Exactly that. And that seems an age ago that we did that. Obviously, now we've launched the crypto program and we've got people coming on there. But yeah, I almost forgot that we did that. And there's so much information in there, especially for newbies. So get on that and I'll post the link in the group. So you're welcome to do that. So, mate, this show has flown by, almost 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Oh, 7 a.m., should I say. What time is it for you? Almost 9 p.m., right?
Almost 9, mate.
Almost 9 p.m. So, yeah, I think unless anybody else has got anything to talk about or anybody else has got any other comments about the trade setup that we've just done, I like putting you on the spot, mate. It's good. That analysis was really good.
Thank you. This Ethereum is annoying me. Just wanted to say that.
Well, keep that thought for Tuesday night. So Tuesday will be Cryptos Like a Pro, the live show. So we'll be talking all things cryptos, crypto news, some trades that Andy's been getting into. So that is purely for the crypto junkies, of which I am fast becoming one. So yeah, again, if you're new to the group, we've got a live crypto show starting next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. But if you want to understand, like to even have a hope of getting in cryptos, FX is a great breeding ground almost, and understanding the technicals it is a very different beast. There's a lot of new things that I'm learning, and it's been quite overwhelming, as it has been for a lot of people, because Andy's dedicated to getting us results. But yeah, FX is a great way to understand how markets move, understand technical analysis, understand certain things that Andy would have taught his junior traders when they worked for him at the hedge funds. Get on that webinar. Remind me if I forget to post the link, because I'm going to jump on cryptos after this. Then just nudge me and I will put that in. So yeah, I'll put that in for everybody to watch. All right, mate. Anything you want to say?
No. Neil, I relate to what Neil's saying. It's costing me sleep. Mate, as soon as I wake up, it's like, let me check if I've had any alerts, because I switch. One thing I do is I switch my Wi-Fi off and I put myself on airplane mode, because otherwise I'll be getting pinged alerts all night. So as soon as I wake up, whatever time it is, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., when I wake up, I put my thing on and I say, oh, is there any alerts? Oh, there's an alert. Damn, where is it? So it's yeah, I relate to you, mate. It's a crazy world that I'm living in at the moment with cryptos, but it's fun.
How many alerts do you get, just out of interest?
A lot. I've got alerts for pretty most cryptos. So but especially the ones that I'm trading quite actively. So, but yeah, no, it's great, enjoying it.
Getting harassed by crypto alerts, of which there must be many. I mean, this first week, I'm glad that I've managed to resist like the impulsiveness and not get into everything. But it was just, for me, it's that attachment to an idea for sure that I can work on, and it shined a light on, so I can definitely work on that. But my gosh, cryptos is just so many opportunities. It's just crazy. And the indicators that you've shown us on top of that, oh my God, man. But look, FX, this is a pretty good setup. So let us know how you get on. If you're going to take action on the FX, even if you're new, no excuses now. Hold yourself accountable, because you're not going to get anywhere to financial freedom if you want to choose trading as an asset to get you there. At the end of the day, why are we trading? Apart from Andy, who's a trading freak and he loves it. Yes, we all love it to a certain extent, but we're using it for whatever our bigger why is. Financial freedom, to go traveling, to live the digital nomad lifestyle, escape Blighty in the winter, whatever it is. If you're new to this, set up a demo account and just take this trade. See what happens. Start watching the markets. And yes, to all our students, let us know how you get on with this if you decide to take the trade. Andy's giving you some ideas. See how you go. So look, that's it from us. It's been a great show, as usual. I know I'm blowing my own trumpet there, but what I mean is it's been great to be with you during the show. You can be the judge and tell us whether it's been a great show, but from the stats that our marketing team are sending us, apparently you guys are liking what we're doing. So we're rolling out and doing a second show from next week, Cryptos Like a Pro on Tuesdays, FX Like a Pro or Pips Like a Pro on Thursdays. And that's going to be FX based. Always will. Andy's first love, his first wife, is FX and always will be. So look, guys, thank you so much. Is that another alert?
I think so, yeah. I'm just going crazy.
We're going to love you and leave you.
Yeah. Take care, guys. We are no